Evening, everyone. Left, right?
Right here.
This one?
Yep.
Do I have to pretend I'm drinking Red Bull?
Don't think so.
Okay.
All right, everyone. We're now joined by Orlando City head coach Bobby Murphy. Bobby, can you get us started with your thoughts on the match tonight?
I think we knew it would always be difficult coming here. It's a tough place to come and play. They're very good at what they do. I think Jesse has them well prepared and well drilled, and you know, we knew what to expect, and I think, you know, we had a plan coming into it, and I think the plan in a lot of ways worked, and I think when we go back and look at it, it's the fine margins again that are costing us. You know, we spent a lot of time the last 3 days looking at their set pieces, and they're very unpredictable on set pieces. They've got a whole bunch of them, but we also talked about the second phase of the set piece, the initial clearance, and then dealing with the second one, and that's where the first goal came from. It was people switching off, and you know, the second one, you know, Felipe took it well, and you know, but it's set pieces again, you know, and I think they competed hard enough and had some good moments that, you know, they were in the game. I'm not saying that the result was unfair, but I think, you know, when we look back, we'll be disappointed with a couple just moments, you know. And we talk about it all the time. The game is made up of moments, and moments are important. And you have to deal with that moment as it comes, and then move on to the next one. I think that'll do. Yes, ladies first.
Go ahead, Alicia.
Hey, Bobby. Already lacking the personnel on your attacking midfield, and now you're going to lose back Shea because of the yellow card accumulation for the Vancouver game. How are you going to deal with that?
We'll just do the best we can. You know, we'll go back and we'll look at what we have available to us. We may have to tweak the shape a little bit. I think everything's really fresh right now, and I think the best thing for us to do is just sort of go back and reevaluate where we're at. H is done as well. You know, and you know, I think it's one of these things. Tonight, they can go one of, you know, I just told them in the locker room. I think the way they responded shows that they're a group that's in it together. They didn't give up on each other. You know, they pulled together. They had fight. You know, if Kyle takes that chance at the end, you know, with 15 minutes left to go, who knows what happens. But I think we'll just have to evaluate and do the best we can.
So H, is it his ankle?
No, I think it's a knee. I don't know how bad. Joe he's fine. He's tough.
I was going to ask you, was the game plan to try to absorb the press and then maybe go for a counter?
The plan was this, and was to not give them opportunities to press right away. You know, if you notice, we went long with a lot of stuff. We put Carlos out there because they were probably expecting Kyle, who's more of a post-up guy. Carlos could stretch them, and we saw flashes of that a little bit. It sort of goes against who we are, but at the same time, down some personnel, we didn't want, and being on the road, we didn't want to make it easy for Red Bull. We didn't want to play into their hands a little bit. And we thought as the game went on, if we could keep ourselves in it, because of the short turnaround for them, the game would open up, and it did. You know, and the problem was we were down 2-0 when it opened up. So, you know, full credit to them. You know, the game's about taking chances, and they took them. So fair play.
Coach, you haven't won in your last 7 games now. The team's got a -7 goal differential over that span. How worried are you about the offensive production of your team right now on a short week heading over cross country to Vancouver?
I mean, I think for sure it's a concern. You know, I mean, we're down some bodies. You know, we miss Ricky. You know, he's a tremendous help, not only as a leader, but you know, and everybody knows what he can do as a player. And I think what I'll take away from this, and I get accused of being the optimist guy. You know, we didn't give up a goal in the run of play. We defended pretty well. You know, the 2 goals came off set pieces. But in the run of play, I thought we dealt with them pretty well, and they've got some weapons. So the goals, yeah, but we've got to. It's not like we got tons of creative players flying around, so we just got to do the best we can.
The team has been struggling, as mentioned. Plus, the players had a pretty public confrontation with fans last week. How have you been keeping them focused and upbeat going into the next matches?
I think I think you can't underestimate how badly they want to do well. You know, they want to do well, and they work hard to do well, and they are bitterly disappointed in that locker room right now. And you know, there's an old saying: you make your own luck. You know, people say unlucky in soccer all the time. Well, you make your own luck. You know, and I think we have to go out and keep going and find a way to make our own luck, and you know, things can turn. You know, I don't think anyone in there has given up. I sure haven't given up. And I think, you know, with the thing last week with the fans, I didn't see it. I have kids who have Twitter. It's a new thing called Twitter, apparently. They keep me up to date on things that happen in the world, and you know, I think what you see there is a symptomatic frustration that's being shared by everybody throughout the club. You know, in terms of getting the results, and you know, it's down to us to try and stem the tide and you know, get something going our direction.
We'll take one more question.
How tough has this been for the group these last few weeks, this stretch? Results haven't gone your way, coaching change, just everything that's gone into it. How tough is this?
I think they're a brave group and they'll put on a brave face, but I think if you look back over the last month or so, there's been a lot of emotions flying around the club, you know, and I don't think you can underestimate, you know, with the tragedy that happened and the sadness that was in the group and what they tried to do to bring that community, help bring the community some peace. They felt a real responsibility for that, you know, and that took a toll on everyone. And you know, and I said it in Orlando, you know, you lose Adrian Winter, who's a great guy and a great player. And it wasn't because he wanted to leave and he got more. He just did what was best for his family, and you can't fault the guy for doing that. And you know, but you lose him on the field, you lose him off the field in the training ground. You know, and so I think, you know, I wish, my heart breaks for him a little bit, the guys. You know, I'm old. I know the sun will come up tomorrow, and I know things will turn around. But I feel for them because they do give what they have, and sometimes it's not good enough, and sometimes that's the way the world works. But it's no excuse to put your head down and mope, and you just got to, you know, stick out your chest and I say trod the road to our happy destiny. So.
Thanks, Bobby.
All right, thank you guys.
If you can, just raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. We'll start here on the front left with Dan.
Jesse, two questions. First of all, it seemed like before Connor scored, there was some frustration out in the field, obviously. I mean, you know, trying to get inside the box, trying to find a way to get a shot going. Just tell the guys to keep on going. You'll find the shot soon enough.
Well, I think you know, they came out and had a really good start. They kept things tight. It wasn't easy to break them down. We knew that that they would have a good start, and we were prepared to be on top of the game as well. And then obviously over time now, space starts to open up a little bit, and now we're able to probe and find little advantages. And then, you know, we get a goal on 2 set pieces again, which we've been good on the year. So, you know, overall, I thought that as much as maybe they were a little bit frustrated that the chances weren't coming earlier, we also weren't giving anything away. So another game at home where, you know, we can help ourselves by being a little bit more potent in the attack, but where the game's pretty much totally under control. So that part's been good.
We'll go to the left, Jesse, the Christian.
That was only one question, though, Jason.
Yeah, I know. I want to spread the wealth.
Okay. We'll come back to Dan.
Please, no. No, just joking, Dan.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
So Felipe has played attacking midfield for you in Montreal before,
Yeah.
and similar stops in Europe. What went into the decision to get him into that role tonight?
Well, one, I think, you know, we're trying to find ways to give Sasha and Brad breaks at different times. Obviously, then, you know, the goal was for Brad to only go 60. When Felipe gets the goal, it makes it easier to take him off. At 1-0, I wasn't sure. And then, Felipe, yeah, he has played for me in that number 10 role. He's been pretty good at it. He's very technical and good in tight spots, and he's good at now slipping a final ball to help lead to goal. So it's a nice, and to be fair, Felipe reminded me of that a couple weeks ago. Which I knew, but he's done such a good job in the deeper role. Him and Dax have formed a really great relationship that I haven't really thought about visiting it too much, but I thought overall Felipe was pretty good today and helped us gain some advantages in the attacking part of the field.
We'll go back right, Derek.
Jesse, can you just talk about the defensive performance of your team tonight? I don't think Orlando had a shot until late in the second half, and I think other than that Kyle Larin chance, they really didn't have much tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the Kyle Larin chance was too easy, right? Too easy for them to get a breakdown there, and I'll have to look a bit again at how our back line came apart. But, yeah, that's when I say that the game felt like it was really in hand, I really felt that way, and it was just a matter of, how many times we could break down Orlando and then how many times we could put it in the goal. So we've got a shutout string at home. That's pretty good right now. So I feel like the more that we are defensively sound at home, and that's been a little bit of a shift that we've made this year. I think last year we kind of almost attacked all out, trying to find ways to get goals, and this year we've been a little bit more cautious to protect ourselves from the counter, and it's meant that we've managed to give up fewer goals, and we always have faith that the goal will come for us. We have enough quality in the attacking part of the field that if we can get shutouts, we feel like we'll get wins.
We'll go front right to Dan.
Chris Duval had an early chance where he flew in and had a kick early, and then Connor Lade comes in off a corner and scores. How does it help you guys to have two guys like that who could come in off the back line and give you an offensive punch?
Yeah, I thought Chris's goal, from my angle, I thought it was going in. It was good timing for him, and he was up the field in a way that we'd like him to be, so he was able to help defend and also be available if a ball comes loose that he can attack. He struck the ball really well, and Bednick makes a great save. Connor's goal is really good. He just slows down a little bit. It's something we've been talking about our outside backs. Something that we've been talking to our outside backs about is in the attacking part of the field, slowing down a little, having a little bit more poise, and coming up with more quality in final plays. So on the day, I thought that Connor and Chris did a better job with that, and obviously the goal was a really good one.
We'll go far left on the wall.
We talked about your defense before going into the international break, and you just mentioned it just now. Number I have is 627. I'm pretty sure it's going to vary after this, but 627 minutes, scoreless streak at home. Robles 23 saves over that against 6 very good teams, and this back line you had to do a lot of patchwork with it at times before you got Purnell back and you brought Colin in.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about the resiliency with your defense and then the leadership of Louis Robles?
Yeah, I would say in general that this year has required resiliency. And it has not been easy, and we've demanded a lot out of ourselves in tough moments to figure out ways to get results. And we the last 4 games I think in the league we weren't able to get a win, but there were a lot of good moments in those games, and we've managed not to give much away. So we're close. I really feel like that. We're really close to turning a corner and now starting to have results pile up for us. And it's just a matter of executing a little bit more on the field and having a few more good performance and making big plays in each box. So it's coming. It's coming.
Go front right to Ariel.
Hi, Jesse. I would like to know what your take is on Gonzalo's performance tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he came in, and I thought he was a threat to get behind. Ideally, maybe he gets a goal or two. So still trying to, have some of his plays add up to more. But, I thought it was exactly what we needed at the moment to have a guy like Gonzalo when they're pushing, knowing that he can threaten their back line. So, yeah, I mean, if he gets a goal, then we'd all be saying it was a really good performance. So just finding a way to get himself on the scoring sheet.
We'll go front center with Matthew and then Franco.
With the shutout streak and the injury to Gideon Ba, how comfortable are you going forward with the current crop of defenders you have?
Yeah, we like our defensive crew, and you can tell that by the fact that we rotate them so much. A lot of times it's out of necessity, unfortunately, but other times it's out of having fresh legs on the field. So, tonight we made the decision to go with Chris Duval, and Sal was perfectly healthy, but we felt like having fresh legs was important. We trust Chris on a big level, and we knew taking care of Breck Shea was a big job for the day. Now that Damien's back, gives us flexibility and depth at the center back position. We all feel for Gideon. It's a very unfortunate injury, but we feel strongly that he'll be back next year in a big way. And then, we've done all this without Kamar as well. So, Kamar should be back in a couple of weeks and getting ready to start playing games then. And I think that only strengthens our back line.
Franco.
Jesse, I know you talked about Connor's goal, but what do you think about his overall performance, the way he defended to help you guys get the clean sheet, the way he got forward and served as outlet, and obviously a great way to get your first career MLS goal, I guess, right?
Yeah. No, that's his first career goal? MLS, really? That's surprising. No, that's...
No. He scored 2 Open Cup goals, and then he scored that Champions League goal against Montreal.
Dan's got it. Yeah, that's surprising because Connor actually is quite good around the goal. He can strike a ball. So I didn't know that was his first MLS goal, but that's great. Connor is awesome. I mean, I've sat here. Every time I get a question about Connor, I love gushing about Connor because he's just the kind of guy that every coach loves to have. He'll do whatever it takes. He'll fight for his teammates. He'll play any position. He'll win his battle. I said he saved our season earlier in the year when he had some of these moments where he has cut up on his eyes, wearing some sort of Rambo headband, and that's who Connor is, and we're very fortunate to have him.
I'll take a final question with Eric.
Sorry, what was that? You got? Yeah, maybe he does, but there's also a lot of teams that call and inquire about him. So there's enough people that respect him and know that he's a quality guy and a very reliable outside back. So nobody's getting him from us. We're keeping him.
Jesse, we see in training how much you guys work on set pieces, but how rewarding is it to have another 2 of them come off tonight? It seems like you guys are rolling with those this season.
Yeah. Well, Felipe's been lethal, right? We built in different deception for different plays, so it keeps the keeper guessing. He doesn't know where the ball's coming from. And then, it means that when a guy steps up to hit it, if he hits it well, that it could go in. So, and then, on the corner kicks, we are always trying to come up with creative ways to unbalance teams and create matchups. So overall, the set piece portion of this season has been very good. Probably our biggest bright spot.
Thanks, Jesse.
Okay. What about Scott leaving? All right. Scott's leaving? Really? Breaking news. I didn't know that. Yeah. All right, man. Bummed.